Aaron Sorkin's hippies, yippies, prosecutors, protesters, undercover cops, and more, explained. Photo illustration. Niko Tavernise. Netflix. The whole world was watching when a group of Vietnam War protesters was put on trial by the U.S. government, accused of crossing state lines to incite a riot during the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. It didn't matter that the police were documented committing violent acts during what began as peaceful protests. This group was to be made an example. The trial that ensued became a famous circus of the American court system, in which hippies, yippies, and more squared off against the immense biases of a judge who wanted them to lose, all the while racking up numerous contempt charges for a wide range of disruptive behaviors. Whether it was the spectacle created by media-savvy jokester Abbie Hoffman or the firm outrage expressed by pacifist David Dellinger, each reactionary played a particular part in this all-American farce, which has recently been made into a courtroom epic by writer-director Aaron Sorkin. In an introduction to the trial of the Chicago 7, the official transcript, Sorkin says that his screenplay is very different from the words of the trial, which is an accurate summation of his approach to a story that took place from September 1969 to February 1970. For all of the poetry inherent in the revolutionaries' battle with a system that seeks to silence them, Sorkin manages to add his own flourishes, including a rousing ending that's far more symbolic than accurate. To help keep track of all these different players, here's a guide to the major figures in Sorkin's film. Photo illustration. Vulture, Netflix and Getty Images of the many rabble-rousers in the trial. None was more famous than Abbie Hoffman, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, who brought theatricality and personality to the proceedings given his knowledge of media and psychology. Hailing from Boston, Hoffman worked as a psychologist before becoming involved with the revolution of the 60s, when he and other members of the Youth International Party, known as the Yippies, protested the Vietnam War and capitalism, sometimes using more outrageous, attention-grabbing stunts like trying to levitate the Pentagon or raining money down onto the New York Stock Exchange floor. Hoffman spoke at colleges and made public appearances throughout the trial, as shown in Sorkin's film. After the trial, which he famously referred to as taking place inside a neon oven, Hoffman continued his activism and wrote the famous political text "Steal This Book." Later, to avoid a cocaine charge in the early 70s, he underwent cosmetic surgery and changed his name to Barry Freed. He would eventually surrender and serve the charge in 1980 before getting an early release.